Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Congratulations to the 47th President, Dr. Cornel West Show. As you see, we are having a special discussion this evening. We hope to have some other women join, but as you can see by the title, we are talking about women for Dr. Cornel West. Um, Glad to have you all. Still kind of taking a victory lap over Thursday's interview where Dr. West actually showed up. That was a great time. And thank you all for your positive comments. We have some bills to pay and we're going to get started. So remember to visit the website at cornelwest2024.com. And ladies, and I was hoping there was a lot of ladies here tonight, but we'll just do it with the ladies that are watching. Yours truly is sponsoring a virtual slumber party on October the 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tickets start at $5 and get yours. We're going to have a lot of fun. We have a movie. We're going to have charades. We're going to have a whole lot of fun at that event. I'll kind of keep bringing that up. I'm leaving it there for a bit so you can copy down that address. If you look on the Cornel West website, it is there, but I just wanted to make special mention of this. I'll probably announce it Tuesday. I'll probably announce it Thursday, and then we'll take it from there. Remember to like this video, comment, and share. Please share. You all did such a good job last week of sharing. Hopefully you all can do that again. That was great. So continue to share this. And I am going to let my guest introduce herself.
Hi, I'm Christina in North Carolina. I am a supporter of Dr. Cornel West, part of the Justice for All party here. So we've just been meeting people, and I'd like to let people know about Dr. Cornel West, and I'm very excited about this upcoming election, and that we have, we've been talking about a whole lot of issues that affect Black Americans, American descendants of slavery, in the past since Obama. So it's glad that we have a someone who's running for president that is actually focused on helping us.
So, usually the way this show works is I give 5 of the most idiotic reasons why someone would not want to support Dr. West. I will probably go in and out of those, but I want to take the conversation in a little bit of a different space this evening. Why is it you as a woman supports Dr. West?
Well, there's a lot of reasons. I think he has a big focus on maternal health, which I think is very important. There's been a lot of talk about women's reproductive rights and all that type of stuff. So I do believe that we need better health care, and that's starting at the root of the problem is best for not only us, but everyone, and especially women of childbearing age, to get their health right and to be prepared for whatever bundles of joy that God blesses them with, because we would embrace motherhood and look more forward to it. We had better health and better education on how to keep ourselves healthy and be prepared to start families. And also, Dr. Cornel West is a proponent of education. I think our public education systems need a lot of help. I think that rather than, I've heard Trump talk about like charter schools and all that, but our public schools really need to be strengthened. That's where we need to place the focus, and that's where Dr. Cornel West wants to work on. We need to end the school to prison pipeline. He he is for that, and keep our children out of the judicial system. We shouldn't be handcuffing kids in school, and I mean, if the kids cannot be vote as an adult, they can't buy cigarettes and alcohol. They can't make adult choices in that realm. How can they be sentenced as an adult or choose a permanent decision on whether they want to mutilate their body at 12? I just think that um, we need to protect our children more. And I know he's against exploitation and violence against children and the disabled. And I mean, he is just supporter of all things good, and fairness and justice for marginalized groups and Black Americans and Indigenous. I mean, he's a great guy, and I'm glad that someone is willing to stand up um, against the corporate greed and just the ridiculousness of what's going on right now.
Oh, you said ridiculousness, and it is. I think I've talked a billion times on this show about why I'm for Dr. West. Everybody knows why I'm for Dr. West. Um, just consistent. That's what Dr. West is to me. He's consistently stood up for the Palestinians. He's consistently talked about reparations. He's consistently talked about um, a living wage as opposed to a minimum wage. I think his platform is by far the best platform I've ever read. Um, I know other people talk about the GP party, but Dr. West's platform stands head and shoulders above anyone's. I would put it, well, Kamala doesn't have a platform. She's just got like sentences. So that's not a platform. See, that's not a platform. See, I was trying not to go there and I already went there. Like I just jumped right to it.
Right.
But he's just consistent. And it's a shame that he's been like shielded out by so many to the supposed left. And that's just like a shame because I'm like, look at his platform.
Mm-hmm.
Look at what he supports. You say you support it, but because he didn't say the right thing or he said something that you didn't agree with or he was too compassionate, you just decide no. Well, what do you want him to do? He's Christian, so he's just supposed to forgive. I don't get it. I
Mm-hmm.
literally don't understand like this standard that Dr. West has to meet that literally no other alternative candidate has to beat. And it's so frustrating to me.
Right, and I'm really glad that he's running as independent, not trying to fit into those boxes of certain political parties or third parties. He is in his own lane, and I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, I am too. I wish he had ran that way the whole way through, but you live and you learn.
Mhm.
I got to talk about this debate that took place because now apparently there's another one coming up, and I'm like, I got to watch these two fools again. Um, I did a response video, and basically I talked about, this is what Dr. West would have said. And one of the questions, well, here I'm just going to give my thoughts. We deserve better.
Mhm.
We deserve better choices. We deserve better than a man that literally said, "Oh, suspend the Constitution," and on the other side, well, I'm gonna have the most lethal military out. Like you said that out loud, and you're okay with this? And you expect me to vote for this?
Well, see, yes, both parties need some help. Now I understand part of what, I mean, I didn't hear Trump say that, but
She said that in her acceptance
oh,
speech.
she said that. Trump, Kamala. I don't know. She borrowed some of his points. I just don't. It's hard to keep track of who's saying what these days. Back in the day, they used to say, "Can you tell us who said this and who said that?" No, we can't figure it out anymore. They're saying the same things.
And don't
So
say that because I don't know how often you hang around Facebook. But I do. And just just say something negative about Kamala. I never get her name right. First of all, y'all need to stop being concerned about how her name is
right.
mispronounced and be more concerned that there's 40,000 dead Palestinian children, but that's just me talking. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
like, they get in an uproar. Like, this is the most I'm like, isn't it more disrespectful to have dead children?
That's correct.
I mean, that's what I thought. But it's it's as though both sides are cultish. Like, you
Yeah.
got the Trump cult, like he could literally do anything and they'll still vote for him. And the Democrats, they don't like to admit it, but blue MAGA is a real thing. It's real.
Yeah. I'm not sure who's worse, but we've been
It's a
like,
tie because they got it's like it's literally a tie. It's like, yeah, you're terrible, but then you're terrible. Who's the worst?
that's right.
Yeah, it's just like I'm supposed to go. I'm supposed. See, I'm trying not to get mad. Yeah, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. I'm gonna bring it in. I'm gonna bring it in.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring it in.
Okay.
But the thing that I look at is the way that they're talking to supposedly the independents who actually end up voting for one of those two clown parties. Um, it's as though they just took word salad and just decided, you know what? I'll just put a bunch of words together. I'll just string them along.
It's really embarrassing. It's
I'm,
really embarrassing.
I'm like, Dr. West is so different. You can
Hmm.
accuse Dr. West of a lot of things, but word salad is not one of them. Like, he does not use word salad. Like, when he
Right.
says a policy, you understand the policy. You may
That's
not
right.
agree with the policy, although I'm still wondering who's against a $27 um, living wage,
Then,
but
yeah.
there are people like that.
Right. And he won't flip flop on his issues. No.
Oh, you mean I was for Medicare for all, but now I'm not? I was against fracking, but now I'm for it?
Yeah.
Not Kamala. I do not believe you. I do not believe you when you say that. She never flip flops. She's always consistent, says the person that is never consistent. But especially as women, and yes, I'm going to be hard on the Democratic Party than I am the Republican Party. So for the trolls that watch, get over it. Um, it's like they're just saying vote for her because she's not Trump.
That's it. That's all. They call
Like,
that Trump derangement syndrome.
you're not going to give me anything else? I mean, think about it. You're not Trump. So what you should do is run for president and just don't say anything you're going to do. Just say I'm not Trump. You should vote for me.
And the sad thing is, some people will vote because of that.
What can we do to check? What can we do even work after the election? What is it that we could do? Because I asked Dr. West this question. Like, what is it going to take for people to just say, I've had enough of this two-party system. I've had enough. I'm tired of it. It doesn't work.
Um, I think that ADOS Americans are getting more fed up with not getting anything from either party. I mean,
And
there's
explain what ADOS is so people in the audience to know.
American descendants of slavery, you know, Black Americans that were came on, from slavery. So our ancestors' bones are buried here in America. We are American. Um, and so I think that we're just tired of not getting anything from the Democratic Party, who we've been so loyal to for so many years, and we got handouts, and that, it sounded really good at first, but it just turned out just to be a setup for us. Yes, we've been voting Democrat for 40 years. We've
So
got nothing.
60.
We've got Section 8, we've got handouts, we've got food stamps, but we need stronger families. We need to not put the man out of the household to get Section 8. We need help getting jobs and keeping jobs. We need to not be the last one hired and the first one fired. We actually need um, protections as a group. Just like the indigenous Americans, just like the Asians, just like the immigrants are getting. Matter of fact, right now, they said the people coming from, what is it, the Honduras, or I don't know. There are immigrant populations that are now protected. You can't send them back to where they came from now. So if they do crimes, they're protected. We've never been protected here in America.
Good luck telling people that. And I've always wanted to know, what is it about the Democratic Party that tantalizes black people? I don't understand it. I don't get it. I'm like, I can't name, besides the Voters' Rights Act and the Civil Rights Act, I can't name anything that the Democrats have done to specifically benefit black Americans. I'm sitting here like, okay, maybe there's this no black hate crime bill, and we had a black president, but no black hate crime bill. And when
Right.
we ask in a meeting that Joe Biden was in, and I'm gonna find that tape, find that clip. I can't play it because YouTube likes to take me down for sharing clips, but I can put it in the description. There's a meeting that Joe Biden had with civil rights leaders,
Mm-hmm.
like right after he got elected. And they're saying, hey, black people voted for you. You know, when are you going to start
Right.
to do something? Biden goes all the way off on them. Just now is it your time and you are being selfish. And I'm like, no, you need to demand, people out there listening, you need to demand something for your vote. Your
That's right.
vote is nothing to scoff at. You can't just vote for a party because, well, they're not racist. Are you kidding me? The Democratic Party is like, they're tied, in my opinion, with the Republicans in terms of the racism that they perpetuate.
You've never heard a Republican president say the things that Biden has said.
And if they did, the same Democrats would be like, this is, and I say it all the time, if Trump was president and he did exactly what Biden has done, they'd be out in the streets.
That's
They
right.
would literally
That's
be
right.
in the streets. What happened to Black Lives Matter after Biden got elected? Yeah, I called you out, Black Lives Matter. They stopped marching. Look, black people are still being killed by the police. Are
And
they
those
not?
and those same people that were pushing for Black Lives Matter are saying you should you should murder your child while they're in your stomach, the safest place in the world. You should murder your child. I want everybody to practice and let's promote murdering our child while they're in our stomach. They have no, the child has no rights. That's against maternal health. That's for violence. It's anti
So I'm thinking you're more
everything else.
pro-life, and I'm more pro-choice.
Yes, I am definitely pro life. I mean, I understand exceptions. There are exceptions to everything. Medically necessary things. You can't. I mean, you got to have those. You got to have exceptions. There's exceptions to every rule. But I don't. I just don't think after what after 12 weeks. I mean, first of all, America needs to do a better job of letting these kids know the outcomes of whatever they get themselves into. We need to practice safe sex, family planning. When my son was in school, he's the youngest one. They told him practically nothing about this education. Practically nothing. They're doing a terrible job. And so now birth control is like getting an abortion. Oh, I wasn't watching what I'm doing. Now I'm gonna get abortion. That is not birth control, and it shouldn't be treated that way. I think we need to be more responsible. America needs to be more responsible in training and teaching.
Okay, so we probably gonna agree to disagree, and that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Because I'm like, well, how can you? Because I believe in minding my own business.
Yeah.
And I actually agree with something Hillary Clinton said.
Oh,
Like
wow.
I know, like rare and legal. And if you notice, and we can definitely agree on this, the Democratic Party does not want to codify Roe v. Wade. There have been exactly four in my lifetime. There have been four Republican presidents, and there have been four Democratic presidents. Republican, Reagan, Father Bush, son Bush, Trump. Not one time did any of them offer a bill to make abortion illegal nationwide. Not one time.
No.
There have been four Democratic presidents: um, Carter, Clinton, Obama, and Biden. Not one time did they offer to codify Roe v. Wade. I think we use that like they use it to make money. I said what I said. I don't even care. Literally, they use it for fundraising because
Mm-hmm.
I don't actually think they want to do what they're telling the public what they want to do. Because I'm like, no, I go by facts, and my facts say. So for me, yeah, I'm just saying rare legal. If someone wants to make that choice for themselves, I'm not gonna say put them in prison. That's not what prison is
Right.
for. For me, prison is for like child pedophilia, murderers, rapists. That's who prison is for. And I'm
Right.
certainly not gonna put the doctors in prison for performing it. That's something I don't think anybody should be for. But again, that's my opinion. Um, but they use these issues, and that's another point I want to talk about maybe. They use these issues that people actually care about.
Right.
Like 73%, or no, let me backtrack that. 67% of Americans are against America sending money to the Ukraine and Israel. Why are we then increasing the money that we're sending to the Ukraine and Israel?
Because we don't get to vote on that stuff.
Oh no,
That
there's
Congress.
a better answer. They're bought off. Because the military industrial complex is a beast.
I know that's right.
Um, you have Lindsey Graham talking about let's go to war with Iran, and I'm like, well, what did Iran do to us? Like they're talking about
Mhm.
China going to war with China. So you're gonna tell me instead of doing what I would do is, hey, ban their imports. Well, that would
Mhm.
make sense, common sense, because you destroy their economy. But they don't want to. They want to just send your child. Well, I don't have any children, but they want to send people's children to all of these endless wars.
Right.
And that's what I think Ukraine is going to be. It's going to be, it's not going to end
Well, if Dr. Cornel West or Trump is president, we're not going to be in that endless war because just the Democrats believe in
Well,
this endless
Trump wants
wars
to keep
thing.
funding Israel.
Yeah, not Ukraine. And I don't think. I don't know. I haven't listened to him that much on that topic. Um, of course, Trump is ridiculous for even wanting to continue that thinking that war should continue. Um,
Yeah, he
that
wants Ukraine. Him and RFK Jr. had the same position. They want Ukraine to end, but
right.
for some dumb, I can't even remember why you would think this is a good idea. You think that funding Israel is. I'm like, make it make sense.
Yeah, you're either for wars abroad, funding wars abroad, or you're not.
Oh, wait a
Um,
minute. Rude, by the way, you know you're wrong for this comment. BLM grassroots is still very active. Yes, we're not talking about BML grassroots. We're talking about BML, the one that took the money and bought the houses and did all that stuff that didn't have to do with marching. It's still very active, but others stole most money and politicians faked their support with kente cloth and some murals. Say it louder for the people in the back because I it's so hard for me to understand. And maybe you could talk me down on this because I've been wanting people to talk me down on this. When you see people that won't even talk about Dr. West. Well, no, let me backtrack this. They'll say, "Oh, I admire Dr. West. Dr. West is a great civil rights leader, blah blah blah." But I'm like, what do you mean? But he's against genocide. Why are you voting for a candidate that's for
for
it?
it, yeah,
I have asked this question on Facebook and I got blasted. I'm like, if you vote for them, that means you're for it. Maybe I think too simply and but
that's
that just makes sense. I'm not going to vote for Kamala Harris or Kamala. I can never get it right.
whatever. Yeah,
I'm not.
and I'm not voting for that either. The to What's going on over there in Palestine has been ridiculous since October 7th. They had an issue before October 7th. And then when October 7th happened and they decided they had enough and they were going to push back, everything was blamed on Palestine and Hamas and now whoever else they can blame it on to say the Jews have every right to do what they're doing. They're in a land that they do not own, occupied in a space that was given to them. And they've got the nerve to push and oppress, and beat up and kill and do everything they can to the Palestinians.
Well,
That is
when
not right.
only I say this, when only one side has weapons, that's not a war. That's a genocide. The
Mm-hmm.
Palestinians don't have any mechanism to defend themselves. None. They don't have rocket bombs. They don't have missiles. They don't have guns. They don't have anything. I can't even call this a war because it's not one side. A war means both sides have military weapons at their disposal. Well, one side does. And the people who are getting slaughtered do not. And I'm like, you're voting for this? And you're supposed to make me think because she says this one sense about we need to stop the Palestinians killings. How about this? You need to stop giving them money. I That's just like the simplest answer and people just throw it out the window like it can't happen.
That's right. It is really simple. Condemn the killing, distance yourself from Netanyahu and all that he's doing, and stop funding.
Yeah, because they're acting like Netanyahu's gonna do something. What is Israel? Nah, I don't want to go America okay, but yeah, I got to go there. What is Netanyahu? What is Israel gonna do against America? Like, no, you can't bomb us. Our military is like 15 times the size of yours. What, like, yeah, he'll be mad, but like, what is he gonna do? I mean,
Right.
and he's literally the one, people don't realize this. He's the one that said he didn't even need our help. I'm like, well, that's
Hmm.
what you said. So, okay, we can take our money back.
That's right. Okay, great. Well, I wish the best to you.
And I mean, I just think that people think that's all I talk about because it's so egregious. It's so egregious to see a child with no legs or an arm missing or a hand missing. Um,
They were bombing hospitals and
Hospitals and
schools.
schools, but they're in the tunnels. Well, why don't you go to the tunnels then?
And they built the tunnels. And they built the tunnels.
Exactly. People need to stop making excuses for
Mhm.
genocide.
That's right.
Just stop it. You do not have to vote for these two inept, unintelligent people. There is a better choice, and his name is Cornel West.
Mm-hmm.
Period. I, I don't know how loud I can say that. I'm not a great communicator. I don't have any of those skills that I wish I had,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what I wish I could tell people because either you're for genocide and you just vote here for Trump, or you're against it and you vote for Dr. West. Because I'm not counting the other third party candidates. I'm just not at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I try to let people know, what Dr. Cornel West stands for because in a state like North Carolina, where I am, we need 2% of the vote for Dr. Cornel West to even stay on as a party. Justice for All Party in North Carolina needs 2% for Dr. Cornel West. And I think a lot of states are like that. I'm not sure what what the rules are.
Indiana's got some jacked up, we just gonna make sure you don't get on the ballot rules. Ours is real simple. If Dr. West somehow gets 2%, then we're on the ballot in 4 years. Like 4 years from now, we would be on the
Right.
ballot. However,
But in the
however,
meantime, well, for
yeah,
Justice for All Party, we can run other
other
candidates.
candidates,
Like,
right?
yeah,
We
in the
wouldn't have
meantime.
to. We wouldn't have to do all that petition together. But here comes the however with Indiana. Y'all know I don't like saying this. I don't like saying it because it's admitting failure. Unless everybody in the state of Indiana wakes up and does what I wish they would do, the chances of Dr. West getting 2% in our state is very, very unlikely. Now, hate, I hate, I hate saying that. However, if we ran somebody as like governor or
Mhm.
secretary of state and then we got 2%, it's like it's either president, secretary of state, or governor. If we get 2%, we're on the ballot in 4 years.
Okay.
It's getting that 2%. It's just like when I say Indiana is red,
Hmm.
it's red, red. It's like you take 100 legislators and 95 of them, well, 90 of them are Republican.
Mm-mm.
So we have supposedly some Democrats, but they just sit around like, well, we don't really know. And da. So yeah, Indiana. I wish we had North Carolina's problems of going to court. I'm like, yeah, we got enough signatures. Yeah, good.
Oh. Yeah, it's a struggle. Um, and so also to get everybody to wake up. I think immigration has woke a lot of people up about the Democrats. A lot
Yeah,
of people
and
that
we're not
were
saying we don't want the immigrants to come because
right,
yeah, we
but
we just saying, hey, we got these people. They live here already. They were born here.
right.
You know when is that? You know when is that little dollar gonna come our way? We are not saying they're trash and they're murderers and that's not what we're saying. I want to make that really, really, really clear. We are not saying immigrants are rapists and murderers. That is not what we're saying.
But we are saying that there is a border problem. They let in everybody, no vetting. During COVID, which was really amazing, they said we have a health pandemic going on, and then we let the border open for people with no, I mean, very to little vaccines or anything into all of America. We don't know where anybody's going. We don't know who it is. We got drugs coming in. It should have been a controlled situation. Under Biden has been the most immigration of the last 5 presidents, more than 5 presidents worth of immigrants in here.
I'll say this though: the United States is the only country that technically, the United States and Canada are only two countries that have a border. Because as a person that has traveled overseas, I could just go to I was if I'm in France, I could just walk over to Switzerland. Switzerland. That's not close. Spain. Spain is closer. Spain is closer. I could just go. Right? I could just go live and that's it. America, or the United States of America, we're different in the fact that we do have this established border. Now hear me out, hear me out. Some people on the right say that this is intentional, that the Democrats are trying to replace the black vote by letting all these immigrants in. I don't know if I buy into that 100%, but I kind of see where they're going.
Mm-hmm.
And that they're trying to bring all these numbers in, and we should just like let none of them in because they're claiming asylum, and that's how they're getting in. Well, maybe we should, I don't know, have better proofs of, hey, can you prove this asylum? What type of evidence do you have about this asylum? However, I do want to say one thing about the drugs, though. Americans go get those drugs.
If we
I
if
think.
if I was to drive to Mexico right now, I would not make it back out of Mexico.
I think they are. I think they definitely are. I don't think they're just all bringing them in, just like, okay, we're gonna just bring them in.
I don't think so because why do we have to go? I mean, there's people coming every day from South America and all that. We don't have to go to get any drugs. It's coming to us.
And if that's what's the issue, and again, we could agree to disagree. Don't they do checks? They don't do like a body check to see, like, hey, are you bringing in something that you shouldn't be bringing in? That's kind of, if they're not doing that, well, minimum you could do that, right? You could minimally do like a body check to see, hey, what are they bringing in here?
If they cared, yeah, they could. But they
Because
don't.
that sounds like a whole, and I don't understand the immigration issue the way I think I should. Because I'm like, well, why don't they just do body checks? Why are you building a wall? They're just going to go around it, over it, or through it.
Well, at
So
least
I
you
don't.
know where they're going, over it, around it, through it, under it. At least you know where those spots are. But when the door is wide open, just like your house, if you've got all your windows, all your doors open, or you've got both your west and east side of your house wall missing, you just, I mean, you can't control who's coming in. I mean, you don't know if they're bringing weapons. You don't know if something else snuck in there. I mean, you need borders to your house if you want to be safe. Because right now, America is, we've got like a Trojan horse that's come in. All these asylum seekers, you have no idea what kind of motives they have. We have people from Asia, people from the Middle East. We have South America, Central America people from Africa. We got maybe we might not have as many people from Europe right now. They have an immigration. They do have an immigration problem going on over there in like the UK as
Yeah,
well
the
right now.
UK does. The UK has
Yeah,
a big immigration problem.
yeah. But everybody from everywhere is coming in. You have no idea what problems they're bringing or what kind of motives they have. They could be trying to sabotage us from the inside out, and that's going to be very easy to do right now.
Yeah, I think that I definitely agree with you. It's like charity begins at home and then spreads abroad. Because I'm not an isolationist. I'm definitely am like, well, no, you can't be an isolationist. Not in this economy. You can't do it because we need to export our products and bring in others and those type of things. But it's definitely one of those issues. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, everything else when it comes to if it's not Medicare for all and reparations, which I know we're gonna probably talk about here in a second. Um, if it's not one of those issues, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. Um, but I wanted to talk about something else, and I wanted to talk about, and again, go to cornelwest2024.com, learn about the platform. I believe I went like September the 10th. I did a whole show where I went through the entire platform. Don't watch me struggle to read it. Just go over to cornelwest2024.com and read it yourself, and you don't have to hear my voice trying to struggle through it. Um, what I wanted to talk about, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, there it is. Okay. So I'm back to the debate because this amazed me, and this happens. Well, no, I'll phrase the question to you in this way. If Dr. West's campaign is a nothing burger, he isn't serious, he doesn't have a chance, why do you think that especially the Democrats, because they're good at this, why is the Democratic Party working so hard to keep him off the ballot?
Well, if they can stop him right here, and he doesn't get 2%, or nobody really hears about him and his policies, there's still nothing for them to work on in 4 years. Maybe we're still trying to get ourselves together. We still don't know what we want. We still refuse to ask for anything in 4 years. But with Dr. Cornel West here, they're seeing that there is a hunger for something else. There's hunger for more justice, for morality, for a change in the system. You can't just be far right or far left, or just steal stuff from all the parties like Kamala. You can't just do that. You have to be unique, and you have to actually have a desire to help people and be a president for all people, like Dr. Cornel West.
Absolutely. I think it's twofold. And I'll explain what I mean. Number one, they're just scared. They're literally scared of people thinking for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
If they just give you two options, well, that's all I got. I can't vote for anybody else. You actually can do write-ins in some states, but we'll just kind of set that argument aside. They're scared because if they weren't scared, they would take that $800 million that they've raised, which is a ridiculous. That just makes me want to throw up that you've raised that amount of money and you look. They would do it that way, and instead of all these lawsuits, because when you file a lawsuit to keep somebody from being on the ballot, you got to come up with, well, first you got to get a judge that's going to work in your favor, which so far, thank goodness, none of the judges have ruled against Dr. West, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
But who's to say it won't happen? I mean, these election commissions, my problem is with them is that they have a Republican and a Democrat. That's it. Looking at these signatures. If you're going to do it, at least throw a libertarian in there. At least put them in there so you can say, hey, we got three. But they don't do that. The second thing is to tie resources up. I think Dr. West has said, and I'm going to talk about the fundraiser on the 18th now, but I think Dr. West said from all the time he's been in this campaign, he's only raised $1.8 million, I believe he said. You take
that's really low.
That's extremely low.
Yeah.
When you take that money and you have to go into court cases, that's money that's taken away from Well, shoot, we can't even afford field organizers. Let me scrap that because you can't. We can't put field or we can't even afford to keep the website up at this point. I'm just gonna put it just like that, and I hope the campaign doesn't mind me saying it in that way
Right. We
because
need donations.
exactly we
Mm-hmm.
need donations. Do we need $800 million? Absolutely not. That just makes me sick because like you could build a hospital, you could build 50 million house, you could build almost no, you literally could build 100 million houses.
Mm.
You literally could just build 100 million houses with $800 million.
Mm-hmm.
But you need money. So if they're taking their resources, which are very low, and they're in court cases, that's commercials they can't do. That's graphics they cannot buy. That's travel that they can't do.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the other point. It's the distraction. I think that's why they're doing it. Because they know running for office, it takes money.
That's
Yes, I know. I wish we had publicly financed elections, but we do not. We live in America. Until it changes, it's not
right.
gonna, we're gonna need donations. And speaking of that, we want you, if you are female, to come to our virtual slumber party October the 19th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tickets start at just $5. Um, we're going to have a fun time. It'll be via Zoom. You'll get your link when you make your donation. And just go there. You can go to the website and it'll be there. But I just wanted to make sure that you all knew about that. And again, I'll probably talk about this on Tuesday and Thursday. But if you can just distract, if you can just say, well, let's get them somewhere else, that's less interaction with voters. It takes money to travel from state to state to state to state. It takes money for hotel, food, and if Dr. West is paying for his own travel, which is what I believe he was saying, that can't be. So I urge everybody, even if you're not going to be at the slumber party and you're female, although you should, um, consider a donation. 5, 10, up to $3,300 because that's what this campaign needs. Even after the election, there's going to be after election expenses that come up too. So that's
Mm-hmm.
my little spiel on that. And another thing, I had another third point is I already said they're afraid that people will start thinking for themselves, which is what I think people are starting to do. And I'm
Right.
glad it's starting in our community.
Right.
Because for too long, we have just been so faithful, and I'm saying we because I did vote Democrat. I'm not proud of that vote. I'm really not. I'm not proud that I bought into
Mhm.
these arguments. But we've been so faithful to that party, and the party has not been faithful to us.
That's right. Now, I think another thing that kind of distracted it away from Dr. Cornel West was when the Democratic Party decided to not give us any choices when it came to, there was no Democratic debate. There was no, we didn't hear about any of the Democrats running. So when you stomp
No, they
out
told us
that,
you're going to either support Joe Biden, and then Biden got out. Which why did
and they
so,
handed us Kamala.
yeah, and then so he can not run for president, but somehow he can be president. Okay, make that make sense to me because I'm like, if you can't run it, then how you gonna be it? But that's just me. That's me. I'm thinking. Sorry, I know that just blows people's mind. Um, I've won as many primary votes as Kamala Harris. We've won exactly the same amount of primary
That's
votes.
right. That's right.
Exactly the same. Well, I'm like,
You can be
okay, tell me
president.
where I'm wrong. You tell me where I'm wrong. This
Right.
party has literally picked its candidate 3 times in a row.
Yeah,
No,
it
let
is
me backtrack.
insane.
They did it in 2016. They did it in 2020. They did it, yeah, 3 times in a row. They have literally told you this is who you're going to vote for.
It's sad. But that I think has woken up some people to say, well, how can this party, who talks about democracy this, democracy that, the Republicans are taking away our democracy, this person is trying to take away our democracy. If we do this, it's 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 hurting our democracy. When we didn't get a chance to vote for our Democratic president nominee.
Well, like I said, there's some people on the Democrat team. They're definitely drinking Kool-Aid, and they all are just all my Facebook friends. Yeah, I said it. You don't have to like me. I don't care if you like me. You liking me doesn't bother me. But they drink the Kool-Aid, and they don't realize they're drinking the Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, how do you say that you're um a Democratic Party, but you're not practicing Democratic? You're not even like, how do you even have that? I'll give the Republicans credit for one thing. At least they had debates. Like, they had them. Sure, Trump didn't show up to any of them, but they had them. Right? They actually sat on debate stage and debated each other.
Yeah. So at least you know why you're not voting for this person or that person.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, I'll give them credit that much. Anything else? No, that's no. But I just, oh, wait a minute, I forgot this one. I'm gonna disagree with this because I don't think they did it to Obama. Because remember, if you remember when Obama was running, it was like Hillary Clinton's. She's got it. She gonna win it. It's hers. And it's Obama just literally came out of like nowhere, and it was like, 12. Boom.
Yeah, I don't even really remember who's running against Obama in 12. And
12, 12, yeah, not 08, 12. It was, right. Yeah, you know what? You're right, 12. Because that's the year Bernie Sanders was going to primary him and then decide somebody told him, yeah, you don't really want to do that, Bernie. No, don't do that.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. And they'll say, oh, well, you can't run against an incumbent. Why not? If I hold office, somebody better primary me. Because I've got the best ideas, I've got the best plans, I've got the best platform. We can settle this in the streets. No, we can't.
We're not going to go there.
I mean, in the political streets, not the fisticuff streets, because I can't fight.
Kamala said she's always in these streets. So, which streets is it?
So you saw that commercial with her and Taraji. Oh my goodness. I'm like, wait a minute. Girl, what streets is you in?
We said it again, and she said it again. I think she was talking to like the black broadcasters or something like that. She said it again. She said, I'm always in these streets. I was like, Kamala, please stop saying that. Please stop.
Nelson says, unfortunately, I've been unemployed for too long now, so I can't afford to give any money. If I had the money that I wasted on sellout Bernie Sanders back, I would give it to Cornel. Well, we understand if you unemployed, you just can't do it. You know, we with you. But some of y'all be wasting money at Starbucks. And you know good well Starbucks is not on your side. You can take that little cup of coffee that costs $7. And if you female, you can buy yourself a ticket to the virtual fundraiser. That's all I'm saying. But if you unemployed, you know, you got to take care of you first. I will always advocate for people taking care of themselves first. Don't mess up light bill, gas bill. Don't do that. Because it's literally not worth it. But if you have that $5 just sitting around, drop it. But Nelson, thank you for checking in. I forgot about Obama in 12. He wasn't primary. So that means 2012, 2016, 2020, now 2024. You know how many years it's been since 2012? That's 12 years.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just realized that. I'm like, you know all the stuff that's happened? Dang, Democrats, y'all. And they'll sit here and say, let me backtrack this. If I hear one more time democracy is online, I promise I'm gonna just go live and go off. Please don't bring up Project 2025. Don't do it because I will go off. I literally will go off. I don't understand why y'all sit here scared about some words, some people to roll on paper. Like
Right.
you don't even know how to fight back. You don't know how to protest. You don't know how to do nothing. You just go, okay, well, they're gonna take people. I said this to Dr. West. Trump derangement syndrome is real. It is a real disease, and there are people out there that really have it. What is it that we do to squash that?
Um, I don't
Because
know.
I
Each
don't know.
one
I'm
teach
like,
one.
because you tell people, like, I get into these arguments all the time. Every
Yeah.
time I post something negative about Kamala or Kamala,
Oh.
which I don't want to be disrespectful because I don't want. I mean, you can't mispronounce Tracy, but if you put an E in it, we probably gonna fight because I can't stand when people put an E in my name. Um, Wait a minute. I'm gonna get to my point here in just a moment. But no, Nelson, you did not. I got a bathtub. Let Kamala Harris show me how she makes the greens. You really?
That's right. Look, I want to see the receipts, Kamala. Don't be talking that
Who did?
junk.
I done been black, and black people are not the only people to fix collard greens with
Right.
bacon. Who puts Who out here putting bacon in their collard greens?
Well, you don't have no ham.
I mean,
if you gotta use what you got, But Kamala said she comes from a middle class. She just starts talking about how she comes from a middle class family, and everybody likes to take care of their lawns. And maybe she's trying to say that she didn't have a whole bunch of ingredients, so she had to use like
but
bacon or
bacon.
something.
Everybody in their common sense, mama, know that Joe Bacon and ham hocks are dirt cheap, like dirt cheap. Some of y'all like it with turkey. See, I can't. I won't eat no. Not no. If it don't have ham hocks, I'm not gonna eat it. Period. That's me.
That's right.
I don't want to go to your house if you fix the collard greens and
In the
wash them in your bathtub. Bathtubs are for bathing, not for cleaning food.
See, she learned that from Hillary Clinton. I got
No,
hot sauce in my purse.
But don't point this out because you're for Trump. America, do y'all want?
We have to get tired of it.
It's like y'all got to be tired of putting up these defenses.
It's embarrassing.
It's like y'all really defend. She says she washes her collard greens in a bathtub, and you're okay with this? I'm not eating your food. And I bet you she doesn't wash her chicken. I said it. I said what I said. She doesn't. You are trifling if you don't wash your chicken. I said what I said, and I'm not taking it back. Oh, it doesn't have to be clean. Oh, yes, it does. Sitting there talking about, oh, the heat'll get up. No.
You have to have standards.
Yeah, I'm like, and washing collard greens in a bathtub, that's for bathing. A bathtub is to bathe people in. Maybe wash your hair. Maybe. But not to sit here and say, you know what? Forget this sink that's right there. Because that's the way you usually wash.
Right.
Let me take and how many greens are you making?
Right.
Don't nobody.
Collard greens.
You don't run a restaurant. Ain't nobody making that many greens. You're not making that many greens. Girl, if you're going to lie, just say you take some chicken and say you wash it, put it in the batter, and then put it in the fryer. I'm just like, you do what? I heard that story and I'm like, I don't know which one was worse. That one or that commercial with Taraji? No, the commercial with Taraji is worse. Oh,
it was terrible.
If Dr. West ever did something like that, I would invite him on my show and talk about him right to his face. I said, if Dr. West ever did something like that,
oh yeah,
I'm like, sir, what the heck was you think? I'm gonna call you out straight to your face. No.
Right. Yes. Mm-mm-mm.
I'm in these streets, girl. You in what? Are you in them homeless
Girl,
streets? Those paycheck to paycheck street? What's the street that you're in?
I,
Cause I ain't seen
I
it.
was scared to ask. I was scared to ask.
Wait a minute. Thank you, Nelson, for bringing up the collard greens. Cause I literally thank you, ham hocks. I'm just gonna. Indians don't cook collard greens, nor do Jamaicans. I'm just saying. They don't? Yep, I said it about washing chicken. I sure did. I don't wash my chicken. Oh, I'm supposed to eat your food? No, thank you. But let's get back serious because we don't want to just go on this. Another thing I've noticed, and this is about the media. I literally pointed this out to Dr. West. Dr. West was on CNN,
Mm-hmm.
and the reporter asked him, why don't you get out of the race and support the Democrats and you can kind of push them to what you because this was after they had got caught offering him money to get out the race,
Mm-hmm.
which you notice they've never denied that because they know they did it. But
Right.
anyway, Dr. West says, I'm in this race until November the 5th. The reporter says, you sound like you're on the fence.
And I know no matter how many words Dr. West used to say that, it's no way he sounded like he was on the fence. Because he's
I'm like,
very certain.
wait a minute. Maybe I'm stupid and I just didn't get it. But it didn't sound like, it sounded to me like he's in the race. The media makes me, lamestream media, MSDNC, even some of the independent ones, I'm like, y'all really making me sick. The trash that they ran against Dr. West, especially after he got out with the Green Party.
Mm-hmm.
That's when it first started for me. Or in my opinion, that's when it really ramped up. It's like all of these negative things just kept coming. And I'm like, but they weren't what he wanted, so he realized it wasn't working, so he left. That's a bad thing?
That's not hard to understand.
It's not a good match. Doesn't mean they're trash, although they have been keeping Dr. West's name in their mouth. But see, I'm trying.
Right.
Y'all know I'm trying, but they do. You know they do.
They do. I don't understand that. I mean, he is trying to keep it simple as possible. He's not trying to go into detail about what specifically
He's doing y'all a favor by not saying, well, she said this and she said that. And y'all just keep on.
Yeah.
You lucky it's not me. Because, I called you out all day. I'm like, yes, she said this, 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 this.
Right. He's very professional about it, and I appreciate that about him.
You got the wrong brother thinking he would drop out. Absolutely. Absolutely. And at the core, he has every right to run. There's only 3 qualifications to run for president in the United States. Number 1, you have to be born in the United States. So Dr. Shiva and Jay Uger, you're not citizens. You can't run. You're sworn in citizens, not naturalized. I'm naturalized. So number 2, be 35 years old. We know Dr. West is a little bit past 35.
Yeah.
And number 3, you have to live in the country 14 years. That's it.
Right.
Why can't he run? Because you say so? Like, when did you become his mother and father? Like, he's got to ask you?
Well, I'm glad that Dr. West has not given up in this campaign, because his message still needs to go out, and we're going to keep on pushing until November. I'm gonna keep on wearing my Cornel West T-shirt. When it gets a little cold, I'm wearing a sweatshirt.
Oh, you have merchandise.
Yeah, I bought it early. I bought it months ago.
I should have did the same thing. I just got that one little T-shirt,
Yeah,
that one.
that's right. Yeah, I
But
got buttons, sweatshirt. Yeah,
I
and I
think
have a yard sign.
that's what I really wanted was a yard.
Hmm.
You could make your own yard sign though.
Yeah. Yep.
I never thought I'd make my own yard sign. Um, I what I'm thinking is in terms of this election, the most important election of our lifetime. Say that sentence one more time, and I promise I'm gonna go off.
Escalate.
Oh, oh, I was talking about mainstream media.
Hmm.
I wish they would just admit, hey, we're only going to talk about Republicans and Democrats. That's how we're going to talk about. We're not going to bring on Jill Stein or Claudia De La Cruz or Dr. West. We're just going to bring on these two. They play such an integral role because I was answering somebody's question. I'm like, they were like, well, how come independent candidates only run for president every 4 years? One, it costs a lot of money to run for president. Two, the media, um, the media keeps them blocked out. Think about the debates. That debate should have been at least a 4-person debate.
Hmm.
Could you imagine Dr. West on the debate stage?
That would have been wonderful. That would have been wonderful.
I mean, he would have literally cleaned their clocks.
Yes. I think that, well, it's still he's got to go against Kamala and Donald. That would be the best debate. Just between third party, if it just would not be enough, not enough
You know,
coverage.
I watched the third party debate, the first one and the second one, and I have to say this. That was one of the best debates I have ever watched. And the reason it was the best, nobody called anybody names. Well, the first one. Because Jill Stein tried to call out Dr. West in the second one, and I was like, girl, bye. But the first one, they didn't call each other names. Nobody did personal attack. They just talked about policy. And that's all I want to hear. I don't care that you don't like him. The president does not have to be my BFF. I don't have
Mm-mm.
to be Cornel's friend to
Right,
vote for him.
right. This is about policies, and what are you getting for your vote?
Yep, don't ask for something for your vote. You can't do that. You're not allowed to. You just have to vote for whoever they tell you to. No, no. I wish the Americans that said they're independent would vote independent.
Right. We've seen a lot of people actually changing their party to independent, or changing their party to Justice for All here in North Carolina. People that we've never even met. I think that more people are really starting to pay attention to independent voters, independent politicians. Who's
People
running?
are tired. There are some people the Democrats are never gonna get. I don't know about you, but if you have a D at the end of your name, you're not getting my vote. I don't care. You can sit here and tell me that I'm giving it to a Republican. Um, I don't care. I literally don't care. You can say you're just giving it to Trump. Well, maybe he deserves it after the job that Kamala did.
Right. Maybe the Democrats will wake up. Maybe they'll say,
I
well,
don't
why
think they
aren't they
want
voting
to.
for me?
I don't think they do because when you hold them accountable, they just call you. Well, now is not the time. Have they ever told the white population, you know what? It's not your time.
No, no.
Have
They've
they
never done that.
ever told the Asian community, hey, it's not your time?
No.
They tell black people that, and black people still march in and vote for them. I can't understand. I'm just like, I don't understand. I don't understand. I literally don't understand. And I wish I could have a discussion on just that. Like, what is it that they're saying that's making you keep going back to the Kool-Aid water?
Right.
What
And
is
if
it?
I'm not mistaken, when Biden was talking to that group of black preachers, he said if you get anything, you get it from the Hispanics. Mic drop.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
And that wasn't even the worst. He said they'll have you in chains.
That's what he said. But we've been blocked from voting for our Democratic nominee by the Democrats.
But I'm supposed to vote for them. I'm supposed to look at you killing 40,000 Palestinian, mostly children and women, and I'm supposed to say, okay, I'll just bump the children, get them all. I can't. I don't
That's
understand.
right.
Like, that's such an issue for me because that's human life. That's human. Like, we as human beings should say no more. Like,
That's
if
right.
you don't stop this giving money to Ukraine, Israel, Spain, Canada, Mexico, literally, I don't care what country it is.
That's right. I'm pro-life everywhere.
Yes, I
Hmm.
can't say that um I'm anti-war and then support a war candidate. I can't. I just can't. It doesn't make sense to me. As a human being, I don't want to see humans suffer. And another thing that I'm hearing a lot of black people who are voting for Kamala say that just literally had me so upset. It's like, well, they ask me, why do you care so much about the Palestinians and they don't care about you? And I said, if they will do it to the Palestinians, what
They
makes
will.
you think they won't do it to me?
That's right. That is absolutely right. And what they believe in has nothing to do with what I believe in. I believe in life. I'm against genocide. If even if they were for genocide, that doesn't change what I believe in. I don't believe any group should be oppressed. That's why I believe America owes us reparations, ADOS reparations.
Well, you notice, and I'm glad that Nelson called Bernie Sanders what he is, a sellout. He's going to the let's get a commission. I don't need a commission to tell me that my ancestors built this country basically for free. I don't
No.
need a commission to tell me it is harder for a black business to get a loan. I don't need a commission to tell me that blacks do not go to college at the same rates as white Americans. I don't need it. This is a
Mm-mm.
promise. You made it. Either give us our money or we can get out of office. Now, I know it's not too many black people in Vermont. I'm just saying it's
All right.
not,
All right.
but it's some black people there. And I'm just saying, when we ask for something, the Democratic Party treats us like it doesn't even matter. You're going to take this little crumb, and it's not even a crumb. People are like, oh, I'm tired of getting crumbs. You're not getting crumbs now. They couldn't get voters' rights. The most basic, basic, basic thing, and they couldn't do it because they never wanted to do it.
No. Mm-mm.
And then
That's
every four
sad.
years, they had to come around and sell these lies about how they're so for the black people. When are you going to give us reparations? And don't forget, Harris said literally just for the black community,
Right.
but you're voting for
Right. She's not going to do
her.
anything. And when I tell people that she said she's not going to do anything
Oh, I know what she
specifically,
meant.
yeah, they say, well, why should she do anything specifically
Because the
for American
black
Descendants of
vote
Slavery?
has been faithful to the Democratic Party.
Right.
Without the black vote, she can't win. Period. That is a period. That is the exclamation point. If she loses the black vote, which is what I think is going to happen, she will not win. Period. A Democrat. See, the Republicans, they don't need the black vote to win. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
because most white people vote for Republicans.
Mm-hmm.
But a Democrat, they absolutely have to have that. They absolutely cannot win an election without black people. Period.
Right.
And they
And
can sit.
America owes reparations to us for all of the years of slavery, systematic oppression, Jim Crow, redlining. Dr. Cornel West will go down the list and let you know that the first thing that he's for is giving reparations to his people. We have long been overdue.
Absolutely. We have suffered. so much. And we just keep giving and keep getting. No. It's like either you give me reparations or I take my vote somewhere else.
That's right.
That's literally what it is. And I hear people say, well, why would she just be for black people? And again, it's because of all the reasons that I outlined, right? Who has supported the Democratic Party over the past 60 years in higher numbers than anybody else? Black people.
Yep, we have.
And they've done literally nothing. Like I said, they couldn't even get voters' rights. They couldn't pass the George Floyd Act. Like, like how many things do I have to bring up to say
Mm-hmm.
these people don't care about a black agenda? And I said this to Dr. West. He makes black, unlike the Green Party, he makes, see, I be trying, right? But my mouth, I got this thing called my mouth. I'll just say whatever. I'm like, oh, well.
Uh-huh.
But he centers black people, but he doesn't leave anybody else behind.
That's right.
And I think that's so important because, again, we literally built this country for free.
That's
We
right.
were forced to build this country. Nobody asked us, nobody paid us. We were forced. And reparations just for the school to prison pipeline that's going on today.
That's right.
Now I can count all those things. I just got some news. Hold on a second here. I'm gonna just bring it up here. Let me see if I can read it. I think this is Dr. West related. Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so it's not. I thought it was, but I'll look at that later. Um, it's just been supporting Dr. West has been one of the easiest, hardest things I've ever done.
Yeah,
It's easy because, like, once he said he was in, I'm like, okay, I'm in.
that's right.
It's been hard because I've had to deal with fools on Facebook.
Yes.
People get real brave behind their keyboards.
Yeah, a lot of social justice warriors out here.
I mean,
Facebook, X.
you make a simple comment. If you vote for Harris or Trump, you support genocide. No, I don't. Yes, you do. You're voting against a policy. You're voting for someone is for a policy that you say you're against, but you're voting for them anyway because what? Make it make sense. I wish I had somebody already took that podcast name because I promise I wanted to do that. Just make it make sense. The logic doesn't make sense.
Right.
And
And our tax dollars are going over there to promote that genocide.
like we're doing it.
Right.
We are doing it. My money is going to kill babies. What
Like people say, well, where would the money come from for reparations? We've been paying out money. The United States has been paying out money for wars, money to other countries, all this type of stuff. That same money that comes from our taxes that we pay has
and
been
it
going to
doesn't
other people.
the thing is you don't even have to use tax money to pay for reparations. I think Sandy Darity made a really strong case for that. I was like, oh, yeah, you don't have to. You should cut the military's budget. That's the first place I'm going. You could make the rich pay their fair share in taxes. After all, they probably benefited from black people working for them for low wages. But see, that's a whole other discussion,
Yeah.
right? Because it's so, it's as though they're saying everybody else we care about. But since we already know you're going to vote for us anyway,
You get nothing.
you get nothing. And I would hope that people would consider, no, actually vote for Dr. Cornel West.
Right.
He's right on so many issues. Like I said, I read that platform and there was nothing I said, well, this is a little much. Everything I was like, yes, 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 absolutely yes, absolutely yes. You will not get someone that will fight for you by voting for somebody else.
No.
And that's the thing I want to say is Dr. West will actually, and Dr. Abdullah, forgot to mention her, but they will actually fight for you.
Mm-hmm.
Not give lip service, not wash collard greens in their bathtubs. Y'all know y'all trifling for that. Not say that Mexico doesn't send its best. Not to say, you will not. You will not get, if you want somebody to fight for you, advocate for you, take a, well, not take a blow, but take a political hit for you. That's Dr. Cornel West.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody, I'm going to give Christina the last kind of word because I think we're done.
All right. Well, I'm just happy to be here today on Tracy's show. I know you've been doing a lot of shows and really coming out for Dr. Cornel West. And I'm excited to let people know what I think about Dr. Cornel West. I think that him and Dr. Abdullah are a great team and they'll be great for us. And I'm excited about the movement that I believe that they're starting. The awareness that they're bringing to the fight and what we need as a people, and the encouraging us to think for ourselves because this is important. This isn't a game. We're out here where Bidenomics has been working against us, and we need to push for more.
Absolutely. And I'm going to let Nelson have the last word. Reparations was denied to free slaves, but was given to rich plantation owners because they lost the slaves. It's been a long time coming for them to pay up. Absolutely.
Amen.
So I'm going to play our outro. Remember Tuesday's show. I rarely promote my own show. Well, no, I won't do it. I won't do it. But if you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification of my Tuesday show, which I'm going to put up here in just a moment. But remember to like this video, share this video, comment on it. If you're female, if you are female, I'm not calling any names, Christina, but if you're female, put your face in the place for the virtual slumber party. We are going to have so much fun. I've got a lot of great things planned. It is going to be on the Cornel West site, but just to make sure I'm giving it to you, there it is again. That is the link. So I'm going to take us down, do the outro, and we will see you. Next week will be the 1 year anniversary. This show recently crossed 1 year. I've been doing this show 1 whole year. And so next week we're going to celebrate the show, what it's accomplished, what it's going to be in the future. Because apparently you all want this show to keep going. So I guess we'll be talking about that, but just tune in and we're going to take us down and do the